Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, July 27. Tighter curfew measures and gathering limits have been put in place for the next 2 weeks until August 10. The revised measures were announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness during a virtual press briefing last evening. Effective today, the 11 p.m. curfew start time no longer exists. The new hours are 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Monday to Saturday and from 3 p.m. to 5 a.m. on Sundays. As it relates to public holidays, the hours will be from 3 p.m. to 5 a.m. and apply to Emancipation and Independence Days on August 2 and 6. Beaches and rivers will now open from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays and 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays and public holidays. The gathering limit for events has been reduced from 70 to 50% of the usable square footage at the facility. This includes churches, gyms, restaurants, and bars, among others. Small events are also allowed at 50% capacity or no more than 100 persons in total, using whichever is lower in terms of the venue capacity. That includes organizers and support personnel.
Over the course of the next 2 weeks, we will continue to monitor the situation and determine the measures that will apply effective August 11. Our focus in crafting those measures will be on trying to control spread sufficiently to allow us to reopen schools to facilitate structured face-to-face learning in September. That is an imperative for the government and indeed for all the parents and children who have had a really very difficult time during this pandemic.
As at July 26, the country's overall COVID-19 cases stand at 52,141, with 3,713 active cases. Meanwhile, Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton says the geographic spread of COVID-19 is increasing, with new cases being reported in more communities across the country.
On July 25th, some 306 or 39.6% of 783 communities as defined by Statin had COVID-19 cases with the dates of onset in the last 2 weeks. This is up from 29% 2 weeks ago.
Minister Tufton says hospitalizations are also on the rise, moving from a daily intake of 215 to 298 over the last 7 days. General occupancy is showing 7 hospitals to be in the red alert zone, where 84% of their bed capacity is being used. 4 hospitals are in the amber alert zone, with greater than 74% of beds being occupied. According to the health minister, more beds are being made available through the activation of field hospitals at Spanish Town, Falmouth, and St. Joseph's hospitals.
2 other 40-bed facilities are to become available. These will add 184 beds to the existing 716 beds. So we are preparing should we require additional capacity.
On the matter of COVID-19 vaccination, the health minister says 1.4 million doses are expected to arrive on the island between now and September. The breakdown includes single doses from Johnson & Johnson and double doses of the Pfizer and AstraZeneca brand. The earliest shipment of 168,000 doses is expected within the next week and a half. Through the overall shipment, Dr. Tufton says the Health Ministry expects to vaccinate approximately 900,000 Jamaicans by the end of September.
It's an ambitious target, but I believe with the support of the population and all of society, we can achieve that target. And if we set our minds to it and we make the effort and we get Jamaicans of all ages who qualify, so 18 years and over, starting when the first shipment arrives, we will open up to all who qualify.
The health minister says the increased vaccination will put Jamaica in the realm of other countries that have managed to vaccinate as much as or more than 50% of their target groups. Jamaica's vaccination implementation program is focusing on 65% of the population in order to protect persons against serious illness and death associated with the coronavirus disease. As of July 25, 302,856 doses of vaccine have been administered to the population. In other news, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, says it will be going after parents and guardians involved in the trafficking of their children. The JCF says based on evidence, most local cases of human trafficking involve sexual exploitation, and although it's not the only type, it supersedes the numbers, making it a primary issue in Jamaica. Detective Inspector Kamisha Gordon says even more troubling is the trend regarding children who report to have been trafficked since the start of the year. She is the sub-officer in charge of the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Vice Squad within the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch, CTOC.
Last year, there were 8 victims identified within Jamaica. And worthy of note is that these 8 victims were all children. This is a troubling trend. Since the start of 2021, we have identified 5 victims, all children, all girls. This is a troubling trend. Another trend that we are seeing, it's developing, is that women who are supposed to be the parents of or the guardians of these children are the ones who are seemingly seeking to exploit them.
Detective Inspector Gordon was speaking recently at a JIS think tank. She revealed that a mother was arrested and charged last year for exploitation of her daughter. At the same time, the Ministry of National Security is hosting sensitization sessions and media interviews this week to encourage greater public knowledge about human trafficking. The activities will conclude with a virtual town hall meeting on World Day Against Trafficking in Persons on July 30. The event will be streamed from 3 to 5 p.m. on the ministry's social media platforms.
The nature of human trafficking is that it continues to evolve, and it is not something that is easily, the concept of it is not easily grasped. But the basic knowledge of human trafficking, persons tend to believe that certain activities are acceptable. And because of this, they do not report. Persons tend to believe that human trafficking must involve transportation. Persons, because they don't know what it is, will not report because they do not identify themselves or a situation as being trafficking.
Among the definition of human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons by means of threat, use of force, or other forms of coercion to achieve the consent of a person having control over another person for the purpose of exploitation. The 3 most common types of human trafficking are sex trafficking, forced labor, and debt bondage. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.